Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hi. Oh, 12 viewers. It said 0 for a long time, and I was like, oh no. But maybe it is the good time to practice and see if the chat comes up. Oh. So retro. I love it. Hi guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see if the chat comes up over there. We'll see what happens. I've been a busy little beaver all day long. Take that as you may. And chat pop. Chat not pop. Why no chat pop? Why no chat pop? Pop. Why? Sorry. We'll work this one out together. Together. Yes, we will. Is it working? Oh! Oh, look at this. Oh, it's working. Oh, it's working. Do I have a bald beaver? What's the command for OnlyFans? The wind is blowing intensely outside. The microphone seems to be picking something up. Anyways, I'm just actually thinking there may be a wind alert that I've neglected to look at. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing well today. Let's get down to the business of our business, which is... which is firstly fixing chat. Secondly, so properties. Sorry, we have to talk through this. It's just the way it is. Browser settings. 600. 600 is what I would call perfection. Thank you, Paisley, for knowing that. You're so smart. And I have to reinforce myself like that all the time, or else I just won't do anything. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well today. I would love to hear what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. I had orzo pasta with chicken thighs. I did debone them myself. I do regret it slightly, but I was able to accomplish it. Ooh, look at all these lovely dinner options. So glad to hear it. Okay. Oh yeah. We still have to go to the live scene. The live scene is where it's at. Oh, now I have to fix the fucking chat again. God damn it, chat. Why is it all different? Do you see how different it is? Why? I'm gonna have to set those separately. Why they're the same, I don't know. Hi, Christopher. 16 months? Is that right? That's insane. Thank you so much for your support, as always. Love you, Christopher. Okay, so the first place we're gonna go, I was in some courts today that ain't barely anybody in. Humble brag. But, I was a busy bee today. A busy bee. Which one were we gonna start with? Were we gonna start with the tattoos? Yes. We're gonna start with the tattoo case, is what I would have called it. If I thought about it, that's what I would have called it. Yeah.
134912501, styled in the interest of Kaylin and Cassidy Sosa, docketed in the 242nd Judicial District Court of Swisher County, Texas. We are here on the Attorney General's original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship. Present in the virtual courtroom is Samantha Hernandez. Ms. Hernandez, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me just a second. And the other party, Kevin Ray Sosa Sr., was served January 14th, 2025, has not filed an answer or otherwise made an appearance for today's hearing. And representing the Office of the Attorney General, Mr. Larry Blackburn. Mr. Blackburn, are you ready to proceed?
State's ready, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. I will call Ms. Hernandez.
Ms. Hernandez, please raise your right hand.
Raise your damn
Do you
right hands
solemnly
and love you
swear
too,
or
Chris.
affirm
Bye.
that the testimony you provide in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can lower your hand. You may proceed, Mr. Blackburn.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Samantha Diane Hernandez.
What are the names of the children in this case?
Kaylin Marie Sosa and Cassidy Samara Sosa.
When were they born?
Kaylin was 9/17 of 11. Cassidy is 1/10 of 14.
All right, and I'm pretty bad with math. You'll have to help me out here. How old are they?
13 and 11.
All right, and who is their father?
Kevin Ray Sosa Sr.
Is there anybody else that could possibly be the father of those children?
No, sir.
And you all signed those forms at the hospital around the time the children were born. And Mr. Sosa acknowledged he was the father of those children, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who do Kaylin and Cassidy live with?
Myself.
All right. How long have they lived with you?
Their whole lives.
Okay. And do you and Mr. Sosa talk about the children and their health and well-being and their schooling and that sort of thing?
We did communicate, not so much anymore, just because our children are old enough. If we do communicate, most of the time it goes through them.
Okay, I see. Are y'all generally cordial with each other when it comes to the children?
Most of the time, yes, sir.
All right. How often does Mr. Sosa visit the children?
He visits them very often. He picks them up from school every day to take them to grab a bite to eat and then drops them off. And they stay with him maybe 1 or 2 times out of the week.
Okay. And so no issue with him having overnight visits, weekend visits, holiday visits, anything like that then?
No issues at all.
Okay. How are they covered for insurance?
Through Medicaid, and I do have them on a dental and vision plan through my employer.
Okay. And the dental, how much does that cost you?
I believe it was, I'm sorry, I had it pulled up.
If I presented to you at $16 a month for the children, does that sound correct?
Yes, I believe that's the number we came up with.
Okay. Now, as far as Mr. Sosa's employment, well, first, for your employment, what do you do?
I am a records clerk and a dispatcher with the Plainview Police Department.
Okay. What does Mr. Sosa do?
As far as I know, last I heard, he's still a tattoo artist, just tattooing.
How long has he done that?
More than 10 years, I know for sure.
Okay. How much is he paid?
I know he charged $125, $150 an hour at one point. I'm not sure how he does it now. or if it was a very detailed tattoo, he could make up to $1,000 off of one tattoo.
Okay. And when is that figure from the 125 to 150? When is that hourly rate from?
He based it off of tattoo artists around the area that he associated with, how much
Oh,
they would charge.
right, but I mean, how old is that? Like, is that from last year, 6 months ago?
When we split up, he was still charging that, and that was in July. So I'd say about 8 months ago.
Okay. And so y'all split up in July of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And so how many hours a week? Well, let me ask y'all, how long did y'all live together?
For 14 years.
Okay. And so I guess as far as his money, were you ever aware of how much was coming in or anything?
I know there were a few times that he would disclose how much money he made off of one tattoo. I know there were several times that he would say he made $1,000. He would make $750 off of a tattoo, and but most of the time he would receive payment through Cash App or Venmo or cash. So I wouldn't know all the time how much he made.
Did I mean, did y'all file taxes jointly or did he file taxes
No,
separately?
he did all that separate. I did mine on my own.
Was he secretive about his money?
Oh, very, very.
Okay. So he would never show you,
His
like,
bank
I mean, y'all,
account,
so y'all
no,
didn't share a bank account or anything like that?
no, sir.
Okay. Um, how much?
I'll be honest, I ain't ever asked to see someone's bank account that I've been dating. I have to check the statute of limitations before I finish that thought.
Would he typically work in a week?
It was normally just around Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is when he would be the busiest.
Okay. And I mean, do you have any idea how many tattoos he would do
He
per
would
day?
he would do one around 12. So his schedule, the way he would do it was he would start at 12 and he would be done by the time I got off of work at 6, 7. Then he would set up tattoos sometimes in the evening, depending on his client's work schedule. He would tattoo from 9 to maybe 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. But of course, I would be asleep because I have a 8 to 5 job. So
Okay.
it just varied.
All right. And so would you say that he is a good tattoo artist or is he a bad tattoo artist?
Uh, he's a very good tattoo artist. He's very
Okay.
well known in the area.
Okay. And Your Honor, I would like to offer into evidence statistics from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that show, at least for this state as a whole, that the annual mean wage.
Oh, apparently Paisley of the past was getting a little bit perplexed about the propensity for the judge to probably leave this video up, and so I've upped the speed. I couldn't think of more P words. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. We lost 2 people that can't stand me. That's fine. Goodbye. But hello to everybody else who just arrived. And yes, it is easy to hide tattoo earrings. But I don't know why he's not here. Also, they just broke up quite recently. 14 years. I thought you had to file taxes together at a certain point, even if you live together. Like, it just defaults. That seems weird. Is that what an accountant does? I'm confused. I think in Canada that happens when you become a common law couple. You file separately when you're actually married. What? I'm definitely not a tax expert, and we'll leave that at that. I don't understand it. Why can't the government just handle it? Why do I have to be involved?
For the category tattoo artist would be under, the annual mean wage would be $33,900 to $45,210.
Okay, and you have a document?
Yes, Your Honor, I did upload that to the OneDrive.
Okay. Is it under March?
Yes, Your Honor. Let
Okay.
me see. It's in the Attorney General exhibits folder, Your Honor.
Okay, that's where I'm looking. Give me just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you mind, Mr. Blackburn, can you put it up? Can you share your screen?
I'm on my iPad, Your Honor. I don't
Okay,
have
never mind.
that
I'm an
capability. I
iPad baby,
apologize.
Your
That's okay.
Honor. I'm an iPad baby. I
Ms.
use
Rushing, can you
iPads
see
for
the
tour.
document in the exhibits folder?
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking now.
I've also just emailed it to Ms.
Quite
Rushing,
a
Your Honor.
storm going on outside. I know Ryan Hollyall's live, but outside, I'm a bit concerned about our weather. You know it's strong. I have a patio, like deck, right off my studio room right here. And there's 2 sets of double French doors. Humble brag. And they have like those little things where you put them up. Judge, just fucking wait, if you would. I'm talking about the doors. Anyways,
Just one moment. We're still.
they have those things that like hold, hold in the door, one door to make it not go. And I always have
Is
that
it the document,
obviously
the fine
locked in.
artists, including
Judge,
painters, sculptors, and illustrators?
ma'am, shut up. Anyways, the wind gusted it itself loose, so I had to go and re-affix it. So we know that is very strong wind. Why is it your last night of weed? Are you out? Are you going on a hiatus? Did we forget something? Did I already know this? You're out and your hookup's on vacation. MB, we can fucking find. I'm sure we could find somebody. That seems crazy. How long's the vacation? That's crazy. I do love being able to just go to the store now. Even though I sort of now like live with the used to be hookup. 7 more days. Oh, I couldn't. Anyways, okay. For legal reasons, we can't properly help you.
That's correct.
It's in my OneDrive. Give me just a moment. Can I screen share?
Yes.
Whoa, what
Okay,
are
Ms.
you
Hernandez, can
showing
you see the
here?
document?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objection to that document coming in as evidence?
No, I do not have any.
All right, State's Exhibit 1 is admitted. You
Thank
may
you, Your Honor.
close, Ms. Rushing.
May I inquire, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. And so, Ms. Hernandez, just to try to help the judge get more of an idea of maybe what his income level might be, could you describe y'all's lifestyle when y'all were living together? What kind of house you lived in? How much was the mortgage and that sort of thing?
Yes. So when when he moved out, my mortgage was almost $1,400 a month. It has since gone down to $1,250
Ma'am?
a month.
Ma'am? Oh, okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and say fuck you. That's less than my rent. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means it's expensive where you live. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means it's expensive where you live. I gotta keep telling myself that. Oh.
I was behind 3 months just because my income was not what it was with him here. So I was behind about 3 months. My utilities were very about to get shut off. Thank God for family that has been helping me.
Well, so I guess as far as what bills did Mr. Sosa pay when y'all lived together?
He would pay a little bit more than half of the mortgage. He would pay our vehicle insurance.
How much was that?
About 350 to 400 a month. He would provide vacations, going out to eat just about every day. My kids were at the mall constantly. They were constantly being showered in gifts.
Okay. From your best estimate, how much was he spending every month?
Oh goodness. I'd say a good $4,000 to $5,000 on just going out to eat and just showering the girls in whatever gifts they wanted. He gives them money on a debit card and tells them they can hop on Temu and Amazon and order whatever they'd like.
Okay. And do you know what his lifestyle is now?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't very often go by his house. He picks up my girls and drops them off just because I have no need to head that way.
What kind of car does he drive?
2015 GMC Sierra pickup.
What's the payment on that? Do you know?
It's paid off. He got
Oh.
that when he was with me.
Okay.
Everything was under my name. We did pay for him to transfer everything to his name.
Okay. Does he have any other children?
He has an older child. I believe he's 21.
Okay. So no children under 18.
No, none.
Okay. And y'all lived together until July of 24, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. However, I guess, and you're requesting back child support only from January until now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Has he been providing generally some support for the children?
He has paid since January about 950, 940, somewhere around there. In those 3 months, it's been about $300 a month, a little over 300 a month.
Okay. That 300 a month, I mean, was that some amount that y'all agreed on, or how did you come to that?
He has it in his head that it'll be okay to send me $100 a week.
Okay. How did he get that idea?
Well, when we first had split up, I had brought it up telling him that we would go get a notarized paper just because my bills, I needed to come up with a budget. So I, messaged him, or I called him and I was like, can we sit down and just talk about how much you can help me a month, just because I need to budget. I don't have the money you have to help me anymore. So I have to figure this out. And he did not want to agree with that. So I was like, we need to come up with, I know you can't do it all at one time, but we can do a weekly amount. And so I guess that's where he got, oh, I'll just do it weekly. I'll send you something weekly. So, and he came up with 100. I did not say anything about an amount. He came up with that amount.
Okay. Do you have any issues with him having your address, phone number, that sort of thing?
No, I do not.
Any safety concerns with him or anybody else?
No. In the beginning, it was kind of iffy just because he was very controlling and he still wanted that control over me. But as time has passed, it's gotten better.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say that you think the judge needs to know or needs to hear?
I'm not trying to get like tons of money off of him. I just wanted to do it the legal way of getting some kind of support from him where he does have to help, because in his head, just because he takes my kids out to eat every day and takes them to buy whatever clothes they want and to urban air to jump around and to the mall, he considers that support. He does not like giving me money. That's just always been him. He if he paid a bill, he would do it. He wouldn't ever give me money. If he did, he would send it on Venmo. I wouldn't ever see his bank account. So I just want it on record, doing it the legal way where he has to help support because he thinks that's supporting them. He said his mom told him to save receipts. So I was expecting him to be here today to show receipts and let y'all know how much he spends on our kids. Because he does. He spends a lot of money on them. He brought them a PlayStation 5 to my house yesterday. So that's my thing, is I just want him to be held accountable for helping support our children. I don't want to get him in any trouble or anything like that. I just want it on file that he does have to help.
Right. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Rest.
Okay, the state is rested. Ms. Hernandez, do you have any other testimony?
No, ma'am.
Close, Mr. Blackburn?
Your Honor, I do believe that based on the testimony, it does sound like that Ms. Hernandez would be in agreement if the parties were appointed joint managing conservators with the standard possession order. I ask that Ms. Hernandez be ordered to apply for government medical assistance, Mr. Sosa to pay $25 a month in medical support, Ms. Hernandez to carry the dental insurance through her employer, Mr. Sosa to reimburse $16 a month for that insurance that she does carry. As far as his income, Your Honor, I ask for your guidance and ruling on that. I think there's a pretty wide range of what his income could be, and I'm not sure what you will deem that to be. And then ask for retroactive support from January until now, Your Honor. Oh, and it sounds like that the non-disclosure is not necessary, Your Honor. That's all I have.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez,
Yes, ma'am.
are you requesting anything other than what Mr. Blackburn has requested?
No, that is everything.
Okay, give me just a minute or a few seconds to make some calculations.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was not a minute, more than a few moments later.
Okay. I do find that Mr. Sosa is the father of the children subject of the suit. And has a duty to support. I will order that the parties be named joint managing conservators of the children, with Ms. Hernandez being the conservator with the exclusive right to determine the primary residence of the children without regard to geographic location. I will order that the parties exercise possession and access as mutually agreed. If they should not be able to reach an agreement, then I will order a standard possession order in which they can refer to. I'm ordering Ms. Hernandez to maintain health insurance through a government health insurance program, and ordering Mr. Sosa to pay $25 per month cash medical support beginning April 1st, 2025. I'm ordering Ms. Hernandez to maintain dental insurance through her employment, and ordering Mr. Sosa to pay $16 cash dental support beginning April 1st, 2025. I'm making a finding that the gross income is $3,750 per month, based on the labor statistics information. Even though I feel like Mr. Sosa, if he is a really good tattoo artist, he probably can make more than the averages. And so I use the high calculation for the child support calculation. I'm setting current child support in the amount of $786 per month beginning April 1st, 2025. After a child emancipates, the amount will go down to $628 per month. I'm ordering retroactive child support in the amount of $1,400, and ordering Mr. Sosa to pay $25 per month towards that retroactive child support judgment. I'm not ordering a non-disclosure, and court costs will be assessed against Mr. Sosa to be paid 1 year from today's date. Any party can ask for a new hearing on any of the issues that I've ruled on by filing a trial de novo with the Swisher County District Clerk's Office within the next 3 days. It must be in writing. It must specify the portion of my ruling in which a new hearing is being requested, and notice must go out to the parties. Mr. Blackburn will draft the order and submit it to me for signature. Once I've signed it, copies will go out to Ms. Hernandez and to Mr. Sosa. Thank you for being here today, Ms. Hernandez. That concludes today's hearing, and you're free to disconnect.
Oh, great channel, by the way, Ocean Liner Designs. YouTube Daddy trying to get me to stop working, by the way. I'm recording court, and YouTube Daddy's like, oh, do you want to watch this absolutely non-critical video about the Titanic? And the answer that Paisley would normally have is yes. Yes, I fucking would. But I was trying to focus today, Judge. Or YouTube Daddy. Sorry. Sometimes I mix them up. We are scooting along. Oh, yes. To the lady in the grass and the guy in the hat.
All right, then. Thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice
You're
day.
welcome.
You too, sir. What's the next one, Mr. Dale?
48, Your Honor, and both parties are present.
She does delete quick. I did not get her whole docket today.
We're
but I got
hearing
some of
cause
it.
number DF 19-00627, Green and Dunn. With the parties in the Green and Dunn matter, please unmute yourselves, turn your cameras on, and raise your right hands. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Ms. Dunn
Yes, I do.
and Mr. Green?
Yes, I do.
All right, you may both lower your hands, and Mr. Dell, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. We're here today on the state's suit for modification of court order and to confirm support arrearage. I'd like to give some brief background on the case first. Your Honor, parties divorced in 2019, Dallas. There's one child of the case, Judge. That divorce decree did order child support and medical support. And just so the court's aware, it ordered some supervised visits for Mr. Green, and it ordered him to comply with some conditions such as completing a battery intervention course and drug testing and those types before the visitation.
Okay.
Your Honor, again, that was in 2019. Judge, in March of 2024, so about a year ago, parties did a agreed CSRP order in which child support and medical support were set based on a minimum wage presumption, and mother agreed to release child support arrears owed to her. Your Honor, we filed this action, November of 2024, because it was our understanding that the child was living with Mr. Green and had been living with him for approximately 2 years, starting November of 2022. And Your Honor, you will hear today that father lives on the same land, essentially next door to the paternal grandparents, and the children may or may not have been living within. As such, we're here today to confirm arrears and possibly award Mr. Green possession credit after the hearing for a potential modification of child support, as it is agreed that the mother has the child now since November or December of 2024, although the child does go back and forth to the paternal grandparents on a regular basis.
Okay.
Your Honor, we do not have an agreement other than the mother will be ordered to maintain the child on a government health program moving forward, and the state's requesting that Mr. Green's cash medical support of $28 remain, not be modified. Based on Mr. Green's current income at this time, giving him credit for 3 other children, guideline support would be $307 per month. Mr. Green's currently ordered to pay $166 in child support, which was established about a year ago. Your Honor, I would like to call Ms. Green first. Excuse me, Ms. Dunn, the mother.
You may.
Yes.
Ms. Dunn, what is your full name?
Casey Lundon.
Okay, and who is Hope, the child currently living with?
She's living with me.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live in Canton, Texas.
And where does what city does Mr. Green live in?
He's in Nacogdoches.
Okay, and how long has Hope lived with you primarily?
And she's been with me since October, the end of October.
Of 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and before that, where was Hope living?
She was living with her grandparents, Dorothy and Levi, which is his parents.
And where do they live?
They live in Nacogdoches.
Okay, do they live on the same land as Mr. Green?
Yes.
Do they essentially live very, very close to each other?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Okay. And how long had Hope been living at that location?
For 2 years.
Okay, so they were living, Hope was living with the paternal grandparents when you guys were in court last, about a year ago, and there was a court order that had Mr. Green paying child support of $166, correct?
I'm sorry, my phone froze.
So, Ms. Dunn, a year ago, when you and Mr. Green were in court for the modification, and when you guys spoke to the OAG at a negotiation conference, children were living with the paternal grandparents, correct?
Correct. And child support said it did not matter, that he still had to pay.
And you agreed to release some money that day that was owed to you, correct?
Yes, a lot of money.
Okay, so during that 2-year time period, is it your contention that the paternal grandparents were taking care of Hope, or was it Mr. Green, the father?
It was the paternal grandparents, because there is a 10-year protective order against me and Hope because of family violence. When we were married, I was beat for 8 years.
Okay, so there was a protective order signed in 2018 during the pendency of the divorce action, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So today you're requesting that there be a judgment in the order of $2,173.66. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're not agreeing to waive any money Mr. Green owes, correct?
No, I'm not. I just
Okay.
waived a lot of money.
Okay, and you're in agreement that he'd be ordered to pay that back at $50 per month starting April 1st. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're also asking for a medical support judgment against Mr. Green of $371.70, correct?
Yes.
To be paid at $20 a month?
Yes.
Okay. And regarding child support, are you requesting that the $166 amount remain the same, or are you asking for a
Thank you,
modification
Beverly,
today?
16 months.
Modification.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a
Okay.
perfect background for this.
And you're asking that that be modified based on whatever Mr. Green's current income is?
Correct.
Okay, so would you agree to this child support being modified to $307 per month?
Yes, I would.
And you're in agreement to continue the government health plan for Hope, correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking that your home address not be included in today's order?
Correct.
Why?
Due to family violence.
Okay, and there was a finding of family violence against Mr. Green in the 2019 divorce decree, correct?
There was.
Okay. Just so the court's aware, how often does Hope go and visit her paternal grandparents in Nacogdoches?
Whenever she wants to, I let her see her grandparents. I co-parent with her grandparents only. I do not co-parent with Levi.
So I'm sorry, how often? How often does a child visit his grandparents?
Well, Since I've had her back, she's maybe been to see him 3 times. She just seen him this weekend. So it's just, I don't know, maybe once a weekend.
Okay, and is it and when she's with her paternal grandparents, is it your understanding that Mr. Green is also present and participating?
This past weekend he was not. I just know that she stays with her grandmother in her grandmother's home.
Okay, I pass the witness judge, call the father.
Mr. Dell, before you move on, can you give me the judgment amounts again?
Child support, Your Honor, $2,173.66. And medical support, $371.70.
70 cents?
Yes.
Okay.
And
All right,
Judge,
Yes,
since this was filed as a potential custody dispute, there is a hold on the case. We'll remove that upon signature of the final order.
Okay.
State calls the father. Mr. Green, what is your full name?
Levi S.K. Green.
Okay. And would you agree that since end of October or early November of 2024, that Hope has been living primarily with Miss Dunn at her residence in Canton?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And prior to that time, who was Hope living with?
She stayed with my mother and father, but I literally.
Is that the voice that anybody was expecting to hear from him, by the way? Also, my grass is wrong. Ugh. So mad. I want it to be the right grass, but this has already been a difficult case to perfect. Had to put my frickin' tattoo tears on. Now I'm in the wrong fucking grass. Ugh. And I gotta change seats. Hold on. Sorry. Excuse me. Changing seat. Get out of the way, old seat. Changing the seat. But then the grass is just sort of there. It doesn't really do the effect I wanted. Plus, I feel ugly with her hairstyle. My hair was cuter. But I'll keep the tattoos. Anyways, alright, let's keep going. We'll have to perfect the grass another day. Another day. Somebody has to remind me because instead of calling it grass, I called it books. Make that make sense?
Live 20 feet from my mom and dad's place.
Okay. And why was Hope not living with you in your place?
Because I have a small home. I have 3 other children. I allowed Hope to live with my parents due to the fact so she could have her own bedroom, her own space, and get to, have her own free time and personal time.
How old is Hope?
Hope is 9 years old.
And you have 3 other children?
Yes, sir.
Do any of those other children live with you primarily?
Yes, sir, they do. All 3 of them.
Okay. How old are those children?
I have a 2-year-old and I have 2 twins. They are 1.
And how long was Hope living at your residence, at your property?
Okay, Hope lived with me from September of 2022 due to the facts that CPS had called me and they told me that I needed to come pick my daughter up, and I went and got her.
Objection, non-responsive, Judge, till after September.
Objection sustained.
Okay,
Mr. Green, just answer the question that he asked you, okay, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Mr. Green, Hope had been living with you for essentially 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're asking the court to give you possession credit for child support and medical support that would essentially wipe out your arrears and put you at 0, correct?
Yes, sir.
You see how I created a problem? Oh, shit, she's back, sort of. But here's the thing. I should have just moved myself up here. So silly. Because guess what? She brings the child on screen in a little bit, so I'll just hang out right over here. Her and I together. Okay.
Are you currently employed?
Yes,
Where do you work?
for Nacogdoches County.
And you get paid hourly? Do you get paid a salary?
I'm salary, sir.
Do you know your annual salary?
It's like 29,000.
Are you in agreement to continue to pay the $28 per month for Hope's healthcare?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that based on your salary and giving you credit for 3 other children, that your child support based on the guideline would come out to $307 per month?
Yes, sir.
Are you in agreement to paying that amount, or are you asking that your child support of $106 remain in place?
I requested the 160 stay in place.
Okay, and why are you making that request?
Due to the facts that I never received child support the whole entire time that I had Hope, and did not receive no kind of support from Miss Dunn.
Any other reason?
One being I'm the only source of income in my home. So I make a total of $1,600 a month. And I'm just barely getting by.
And Mr. Green, do you have any safety concerns with having your home address included in the thing?
No, sir, I do not.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Okay, Miss Dunn, where does Hope go to school? You're muted, ma'am. Unmute
I'm
yourself.
sorry. Canton Intermediate.
Where did she go to school for the last 2 years before she came back to live with you?
Cushion ISD. This is
Okay. And how did Hope go to live with her grandparents?
and due to the fact CPS was not called. I had a mental breakdown, and it was best that Hope did not see me like that. So her grandma agreed to take her in until I got better and I got help. And that's the story of that. Me and her grandma, we co-parent greatly. She goes there whenever she wants, whenever she asks. I don't think it's safe for Hope to be around her father alone due to the history of the family violence.
Okay. Mr. Green, do you have anything else you want to tell me now that you've heard Mrs. Dunn's testimony?
I'm in no danger to my child, never have been, never would be. And Miss Dunn, I have documentation stating where Miss Dunn falsified statements and wrote letters of recording it stating that she had done that to Nacogdoches Police Department.
Okay. There was one more question I had for Miss Dunn. It slipped my mind. Okay. Okay. Then I will order a judgment against Mr. Green in favor of the Attorney General of Texas in the amount of $2,173.56. Order that judgment paid at $50 per month. Order a medical support judgment of $371.70. Order that judgment paid at $20 per month. Order that mom maintain government health insurance for the child. Order cash medical of $28 per month. Order child support of $307 per month. Order court costs as bill. All start dates will be 4/1/25. Mr. Green, by your own testimony, you said that Hope was living with your mom and dad. No matter how close you were, she was still living with your mom and dad. So your mom and dad are the only people that can complain about not getting child support and about, Mr. Green, I'm not finished, about not getting child support and about any child support that was owed during the time that they had her. okay? That's not you can't complain about that because Hope was living with them. She was not living with you. By your own testimony, she was not living with you. And so that is why I ordered what I ordered, okay? So now that I've made my judgment, do either of you have any questions?
I do, ma'am.
What's your question, sir? Not a statement, a question.
So what my question is even though I paid for all of her medical expenses, all of her food, all of her school, clothing, all of that came out of my pocket.
And you should have. She was your child.
Yes.
But she was living with your parents. So your parents were taking care of her.
No, ma'am. Literally.
Well, no, ma'am, as far as you're concerned. But as far as the court is concerned, she was living with your parents. Your parents were taking care of her. You have a duty to support Hope no matter where she is. If she's with your mom and dad, if she's with her mom, you still have a duty to support her. So that's what you did. You supported her. Your mom and dad didn't come ask for child support from Miss Dunn. They could have, but they didn't.
What I'm stating is, I mean, when I come home from work, my daughter was always with me. I was the one that helped her with her homework. I was the one that done all that for her. I took her with me anytime I went out of town, anytime I went anywhere.
Mr. Green, when you testified and Mr. Dale asked you where she was living, you said she was living with your parents because your house was small. Okay? That was your testimony.
Yes,
now you're wanting to change it, but that was your testimony. Okay. And so now we can't go back because the hearing is finished and I've made my ruling. Okay. Now, if you don't like my ruling, if you think it's not fair or you just don't agree with it, you have 3 days to appeal, 30 days to file a motion for new trial. This is out of the 303rd District Court. That is Judge Laditra Atkins. She might have a different opinion from mine, and you can appeal to her. Now that I've given you that information, do you have any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. How do I appeal?
The Attorney General's office can send you the instructions on how to appeal, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Ms. Dunn, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
Unfortunately, the child was appearing over here. That's not very good. There was another sort of good one. I'm trying to remember. I caught an hour and 20 minutes of this docket today. Oh, I don't remember this one. Looks like he's in a truck. Oh, the green case. Maybe we'll watch this one and then we'll go. Oh, I better get all the way back down here.
Green and green. With the parties in the green matter, please unmute yourselves, turn your cameras on, and raise your right hands. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Ms. Green? Excuse me, Ms. Hopkins now?
Yes.
And Mr. Green?
Yes.
You may both lower your hands. And Ms. Peoples, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. What number is this? Because it says 47 and 49.
It's 49.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, Mr. Green just has, I'll name him. Judge, I'll first need to do service on the record for Mr. Green.
You may.
Sir, can you state your full name?
Victor Green.
Mr. Green, did you receive an email this morning containing the state's motion to modify support and confirm support arrears?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have a right to be personally served with that motion?
Yes.
Are you in agreement to waive being personally served and to accept the motion through your email?
Yes.
And do you also understand that because you received that motion today, you have the right to request a reset for your answer period to pass?
Yes, I understand.
But you're in agreement to go forward today with the court order?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'll pass the witness, Judge, and ask that the record reflect that Mr. Green has agreed to waive service.
The record will so reflect.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, we're here on an order to modify child support and confirm arrears. Judge, it's not agreed to. If I could go through the proposed order, Judge, and then take testimony.
You may.
Judge, so there are two children before the court, Alora Green and Victor Green Jr. Judge, the modification was due to Mr. Green currently receiving SSI benefits. The state did prepare a proposed order that would modify the child support to $0 beginning April 1st, 2025 due to those benefits. Mother receives government medical, which would also have been $0 beginning April 1st, 2025. However, the parties wanted to agree to set child support to a certain amount, which I can take testimony on. The order also takes judgments on child support arrears and medical arrears. As of February 28, 2025, the child support judgment is $4,897.48. Parties agree that Mr. Green would pay that at $45 a month beginning April 1st, 2025. There's also a medical support judgment of $1,288.75, which parties agree Mr. Green would pay at $5 a month beginning April 1st, 2025. Court costs would be billed to Mr. Green. Neither party is requesting a non-disclosure, Judge, and that's the extent of the order.
Okay, you may call your first witness.
I'll start with Mr. Green. Sir, can you say sir, you already stated your name. Mr. Green, you're currently receiving SSI, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Right. And that's at an amount of $544 a month.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you've been receiving, or you haven't been working due to a disability for the past year, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And so you understand that the modification order today would have set your current support obligations to $0 because of those, because of your benefits that you're receiving.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. You're wanting to modify it to include that you pay something for child support every month?
Yes.
And how much are you requesting that you be ordered to pay?
$100 at least.
Okay, and that's just for the current child support?
Just for the current child support.
Okay.
With the medical and the arrears, it'll be additional $50 total.
Okay. Do you have any other income that you receive aside from the $544 for SSI?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do you have any other pending hearings with the disability office to potentially receive SSDI?
No.
Okay. And to your knowledge, you say that you do have the ability to work in the future and you plan to continue to work if you
I plan
do
on
your
working
job?
in the future, yes. When my health conditions allow me to. I do want to work because I know that's not enough. Nor is this 5-something is not enough for me to really survive. So when my health conditions better, I want to work. I'm going to work, and that's my mindset.
Okay. And as far as the arrears, you're in agreement to those judgment amounts and payout amounts for the child support and medical arrears.
Yes.
And you understand that court costs will be billed to you through the Dallas County District Clerk's office?
Is there any way I could have that waived?
Okay, that would be a decision for the court.
Okay.
Yeah, if anybody should get that waived, this is the case for that. Seriously, waive the fees. That seems ridiculous. And he's putting himself on child support. Absolutely waive the fees. Is this a fucking joke? I am not drawing that tattoo on, Caprice. Stop it. Stop it. I am not a good enough artist. Stop it. We're lucky there's nobody that lives here that's willing to draw on me. Because I'd be having them draw on me mid-show. Any volunteers?
Do you have any safety concerns with your address being in the court order?
No.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
I'll call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your full name?
Caprice Hopkins.
And Ms. Hopkins, you understand that the state filed to modify the child support for Mr. Green today, and based on his SSI, the support obligations would have gone to $0. You understand that?
Yes.
But you didn't agree with his child support being modified to $0?
No.
What are you requesting that he be ordered to pay?
The agreement that he said, because I've been providing for these kids on my own for 5 years during the divorce, and him not constantly paying pretty much anything. So I'm left to take care of these kids on my own again without him having to pay anything. It was modified before when COVID happened, and I was going through COVID too with 2 children, and it was modified then. And now he's asking for a modification again. He's asking for a modification that he ain't even paying. And I'm very understanding of his situation, but he was just going through a lawsuit, from his injury at his job. Now all of a sudden it's, oh no, there was no lawsuit anymore. And now I'm just left to take care of these kids that I didn't just make on my own. So it's just a lot. Whether he pays anything or not.
Ma'am, it might be a lot, but I can tell you right now, although, like, proportionality of his income, a lot of... Fuck MB! I cannot unsee that! Shut up. Oh my god. It looks like clamps were used to pull him out of the bed. Oh, I can't unsee it. I'm a terrible person. Oh my god. It's like a fun mirror. It's not fun. We're terrible. Also, hi, Miss Iowa's Backyard Critter Cam. Thank you so much. I hope you are staying well with all the crazy weather. I know how Ryan Hall y'all's back on the air. That always fucking scares me. Forceps babies. Hey, my dog farted. I don't have a dog. But I bet that's true for a lot of people.
I'm still responsible for my kids. I've been taking care of my kids, but I just say that he has to pay something.
Okay. And as far as the judgments on the child support and medical support arrears, did you hear those judgment amounts and payout amounts?
Yes.
And you're in agreement with those amounts?
Yes.
Do you have any safety concerns with your address being in the court order?
No.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, then I will accept the agreed, was any of this agreed, Miss Peoples, the judgments and the payouts?
Yes, that was agreed to, Judge.
I will accept the agreed portions of the order, make the agreed portions the order of the court. I will order that mom maintain government health insurance on the children, order cash medical at $0. I will also order child support at $0. Order court costs as bill. Our start dates will be April 1st, 2025. Ms. Hopkins, I understand your plight, but we can't withhold from his SSI. So if that's y'all's agreement for him to pay you $100 a month, he can just pay you $100 a month if that's what he's going to do, because it would be up to him to do it anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can't consider his SSI as income, so I can't order child support on it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do either one of you have any questions?
So
No.
do I pay? Do I pay her directly?
If that's what you want to do with the $100, yeah, the
I understand with that part. I just want to make sure that that's my
judgment payments
intention.
you pay through the registry.
Okay.
Okay. The $100 that you guys have agreed to, you can pay
Pay her
directly
directly.
to her. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything further?
No.
No, Your Honor.
And now that I've made my ruling, if you don't like it, if you think it's not fair, you have 3 days to appeal, 30 days to file a motion for new trial. This is out of the 254th District Court. That is Judge Kim Brown. She might have a different opinion than mine, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
Thank you.
And Judge, Mr. Talley is ready to approach.
Good morning, Mr. Talley.
Good morning, Judge.
Mr. Talley, I'll let you go on. We'll do one more case, but here's the thing. I just did get the wind warning, and it is apparently 60-mile-an-hour winds. That seems pretty high, doesn't it? 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's very high.
What number?
First will be number 2.
It's cold in Canada, but not in my part of Canada. I live on Vancouver Island. What does it say? 13 minutes ago, strong winds that may cause damage are expected or occurring. Southerly winds of 75 with gusts up to 100.
We're hearing
which is
cause number
kilometers.
DF111031, Allen and Brentley. The parties.
Ed, you should know that over the past year, I have been strategically learning to speak using Fahrenheit and whatever your other system is called. And so I turn my phone on to, you see, it's on, my weather app is in Fahrenheit because I am trying to learn. So that's why my alerts are, but but believe me, but I'm just trying to get a real, I know, Courtney, don't even talk about it. Let's just not even talk about it. Happy Wednesday to you too. Anyways, let's finish up. This is our last case, Celsius. But the wind warning is, in fact, kilometers. I Googled it, you know? I Googled it. But I can hear them. It says a vigorous Pacific frontal system is crossing South Vancouver Island this evening and bringing with it very strong southerly winds. The frontal system is expected to move inland by late evening, at which time the strong winds will subside. Damage to buildings such as roof shingles and windows may occur. High winds may result in power outages and fallen tree branches. Please continue to monitor for alerts.
In the Allen and Brentley matter, please unmute yourselves, turn your cameras on, and raise your right hands. Do each of you solemnly swear or confirm that, hold on, let me start over. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Brentley?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may both lower your hands. And Mr. Talley, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Before we start, can we confirm Mr. Allen's not driving?
Mr. Allen, are you driving?
I'm pulling over right now.
Okay, well, tell us when you're completely stopped, and then we'll start the hearing. Okay, sir?
I'm completely stopped.
Okay. All right, Mr. Talley, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. So we're hearing a suit for modification of support order and to confirm support arrearage. Before we begin, your name appears on a prior document on this case. You did not sign that document. It was signed by Sean Cook, who I believe worked in an office with you. So if you want to address the issue of the conflict with the parties before we proceed with the prove up.
So I used to work at the Attorney General's office. So in the effort of full disclosure, If you do not feel comfortable with me hearing this case, I can send it to one of my colleagues. I don't remember either one of you. I don't remember the case. I did not sign your order, but it was in my office. And so I have to give you that choice. And so now that I've given you that information, Mr. Allen, are you okay with me hearing this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Brentley?
Yes.
Okay. Then Mr. Talley, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. So the parties have agreed to a trial amendment to also address the issues of conservatorship and possession and access today. The parties will be joint managing conservators of the two children subject to this suit. Mr. Allen will be designated as the conservator with the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the child Ayana within Dallas or any contiguous county. And Ms. Brentley will be designated as the conservator with the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the child Asia within Dallas or any contiguous county. And the parties will have a split possession and access schedule. Mr. Allen is in possession of the oldest child. So his child support will be modified to $0 per month beginning April 1st based on the split possession of the children. However, when the child that he is in possession of emancipates, his child support obligation will resume. He does have two other biological minor children who are younger than the children in this suit, so he will pay child support at 16% of his net income at that point, and that amount will be $430. Ms. Brentley will be ordered to apply for or maintain both children on private and health and dental insurance through her employer. Mr. Allen will be ordered to reimburse her half of the cost of that insurance, which will result in cash medical support being $96 per month beginning April 1st, and cash dental support being $19 per month beginning April 1st. Mr. Allen,
What was cash dental? I'm sorry, Mr. Talley.
$19 for dental.
$19. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Allen would be entitled to a possession credit for possession of one of the children. However, Ms. Brentley has agreed to release an amount in excess of that possession credit. So there is a child support judgment after release against Mr. Allen in the amount of $30,000 as of March 18th, 2025. That judgment will be payable at $200 per month beginning April 1st. There's also a medical support judgment after release against Mr. Allen in the amount of $14,317.74 as of March 18th. That judgment will be payable at $100 per month beginning April 1st. Court costs would be as billed to Mr. Allen. There is no request for a finding of family violence or non-disclosure.
Called fruit punch.
And that's
and
the
it tastes
extent of the
like
order
it.
if I may call the parties.
How much is the child support judgment being paid at?
Sorry if I didn't say that, $200 per month.
You said it. I just was checking it, Mr. Talley. Thank you. Thank you.
May I call the parties, Judge?
You may.
I'll call the mother. Ma'am, would you please state your full name?
Tanisha Brentley.
Okay, first of all, you understand that you and Mr. Allen are agreeing to a trial amendment to address the issues of conservatorship and possession and access today, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you heard the terms of the court, terms of the order that I stated to the court?
Yes, I did.
And do you understand those terms?
I do understand.
And are you in agreement with those terms and believe they're in the best interest of your children?
I agree.
You're agreeing to release some of Mr. Allen's arrears today, correct?
I am.
Are you doing that freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Have you been threatened or coerced into doing that in any way?
No.
Do you understand that once those funds have been released, you will not be able to get them back at a later date?
I understand.
Has there been any family violence between you and Mr. Allen in the last 2 years?
No.
Do you have any other child support cases where family violence is a concern?
No.
Pass the witness, Judge.
You may call your next witness.
I'll call Mr. Allen. Sir, would you please state your full name?
Anthony Allen.
Sir, firstly, you understand that you're agreeing to address the issues of conservatorship and possession and access today, correct?
Yes, sir.
And did you hear the terms of the order that I stated to the court?
I did.
Do you understand those terms?
I do.
And are you in agreement with those terms and believe they are in the best interest of your children?
I am.
Has there been any family violence between you and Ms. Brentley in the last 2 years?
No, it will not.
Do you have any other child support cases where family violence is a concern?
No, it's not.
I'll pass the witness, Judge. Nothing further.
Then I will accept the agreement of the parties, make this agreement the order of the court. Do either one of you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember the last time we had court, you mentioned a app that we could communicate through.
App close?
Yes, I needed the information on that.
Mr. Tally, did you make that a part of their order?
I did not, Judge.
Are the two of you agreeing to communicate through app close?
Yes, I would prefer to.
Mr. Allen, is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So, Mr. Tally, can you please make that a part of the order also?
I can, Judge.
All right. Anything else?
We love us a couple
That's
that
all.
agrees.
All
They
right.
make
Thank you
me
both for appearing
happy
here
to
today, and
keep
you're both free to go.
going.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Less exhausting. Let's see what's
Next,
next.
Judge, is number 23.
Ooh,
Hold
so
on
quick,
one
Mr.
second,
Tally.
Mr. Tally. I have some.
I said, hold on one sec, Mr. Tally. What do we got, Judge? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, what do we got? Also, please hit the like button, leave a comment, do all the YouTubey things. Judge, you look so serious. So serious. Mr. Tally, you look frightened. He looks
Okay,
like a guy who
what
arrived in
number
the
is it?
orgy and is like, no, never
Number
mind,
23,
never mind.
Judge.
23.
Never mind, never mind, never mind. There's a lot of nudity here and it smells funny. You got your belly button pierced and passed out? That's funny. I have not passed out. I give blood or like take shots and they're like, I'm usually pretty good at it. But I'm a bit of a pain slut. So when was that going to surprise anybody? Oh, you take painful things well.
We're hearing cause number DF 2417631, Chavez and Fuentes. With the parties in the Chavez matter, please unmute yourselves, turn your cameras on, and raise your right hands. Ms. Fuentes.
That's you at home. Raise your right hand. Also,
Do
if you're
each of you
welcome,
solemnly
rating us,
swear or
welcome.
affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Chavez?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fuentes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
You may both lower your hands. And Mr. Tally, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. We are here in a petition to establish the parent-child relationship and in suit affecting the parent-child relationship, and the parties have reached an agreement, if I may state those terms.
Yes, you may.
The order finds that Mr. Chavez is the biological and legal father of the child subject of this suit, Genesis Chavez, whose surname will remain Chavez. It's found that the parent-child relationship already exists for the other two children subject of this suit. The parties will be joint managing conservators of the children, with Ms. Fuentes being the conservator who has the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the children within Dallas or any contiguous county. Mr. Chavez will have a standard possession and access schedule. Mother will be ordered to apply for or maintain the children on a government medical assistance program. Mr. Chavez will pay cash medical support of $215 per month beginning April 1st. And guideline child support of $796 per month beginning April 1st. There is no retroactive support ordered. Court costs would be as
Oh my, the wind it blows. I would be surprised if we lost power, but if I disappeared immediately, you'd know what happened. Anyways, thanks for the raid, and also thanks, Erica. You are so sweet, paying future late fees in the form of membership gifts for other people. So sweet. Thank you so much. We've had quite the night tonight. We had a case where a dad basically asked to be put on child support, and the judge said, no, no way. No way. Also, did they say the child's name in this case was Genesis? That's a pretty cool name.
Bill to Mr. Chavez, and there is no request for a finding of family violence or non-disclosure. That is the extent of the order. If I may call the parties.
You may.
I'll call the mother. Ma'am, would you please state your full name?
Jessica Leticia Fuentes.
Did you hear the terms of the order that were stated to the court?
Yes.
Do you understand those terms?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement with the terms and believe they are in the best interest of your children?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
You may call your next witness.
I'll call the father. So would you please state your full name?
Cesar David Chavez.
Did you hear the terms of the order that were stated to the court?
I did, sir.
Do you understand those terms?
I do.
And are you in agreement with the terms and believe they are in the best interest of your children?
I am.
I'll pass the witness, Judge. Nothing further.
Then I will accept the agreement of the parties, make this agreement the order of the court. Do either one of you have any questions?
No.
All right, then thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's so quick with these cases.
Mr.
Lickety
Talley.
split.
Yes, Judge.
The case we did prior to this one, I don't know if I said court cost was waived.
I'm glad you circled back to that because I had already changed the order to say they were waived. So
Okay,
thank
so
you.
yeah, they are. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Talley.
The disability case? Yeah, you should wait.
Judge, I need to do a room assignment or two, and then Mr.
Oh, and
Dale's
Paisley
ready
of
to
the past
approach
gonna
after
zoom
that,
in
okay?
here.
That's fine, Mr. Burton.
Thank you. Yolanda Andrade, I'm going to send you an invite in a moment to join room 3 to speak with Mr. Talley, if you'll accept
maybe
the
I'm
invite
not.
when you receive it. And Mr. Cotero, you're going to remain in the courtroom. When Mr. Talley is ready to speak with you, we will make an announcement and send you an invite.
They have so many cases. Listen to
That's the only one, Judge. Mr. Dale's ready to approach next.
Mr. Dale, you're up.
Good morning, Mr. Dale.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? What number?
Good. 43 is the first one.
Justin looks like he's on the set of a TV show where he plays a government official. Hi, KTZ. Thank you for the raid. That was you earlier.
We're hearing calls number DF 2400564, Gomez and Salazar. With the parties in the Gomez matter, please unmute yourselves, turn your cameras on, and raise your right hands. Both parties present, Mr. Dell?
Yes.
This is our last case. This is it. This is our last one. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Make sure that you hit that like button and check out all of our friends. We have so many of them. They come and hang out here
Mr. Gamez.
sometimes.
Ma'am, you can
Sometimes
put
they're
your
like
hand
Carol.
down until we
They've been here 9
get
months.
him on the screen.
That's long enough to have a baby. A
Gilbert
baby.
Gamez.
Gamez. Gamma. Gammy. Gammy. Erica, I have not checked Discord, but I will later. I've had a busy day, but I will look later tonight.
Do you see him on the screen, Mr. Dell?
When I start
He's here, Judge, and
singing
I've sent him a
like
request
this
to
is
unmute and turn his
mine.
video on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, we're glad Carol's here. We're glad she is here. That lady's curtains, is that a Texas
Looks like you just
curtain?
left.
Haha, Donald, I know.
Okay.
No, seriously, if I sing any louder, my roommate will yell.
Mr. Dale, you want to do your other one first? Do you have more than one?
I do. My next one will require a hearing, Judge. This one is agreed.
Okay, okay. He
We
has to
could
come
wait
back
up.
in.
I could do like a service on the record if.
Brian,
do that.
shut the fuck
Okay.
up.
Ma'am, you can cut your camera off and we'll, as soon as he gets back, we'll come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ, Brian.
Yolanda Andrade, we're waiting on you to join the breakout room.
Yolanda.
Yolanda Andrade, please join room 3 to speak with Mr. Talley.
If we start
Yolanda
by her first
Andrade.
name, we go at the end. But if we go with the last
Judge, I've got
name, it's at the
several.
beginning.
Let's start out with number 27.
Yolanda
On the docket, we have Zakiya
Andrade.
Jones present for service on the record.
Yeah, John, sorry. When I sing, people
We're
get
here in
headaches
cause
even
number
through-
DF 2502299. Cornelius and Jones. Miss Jones, would you please unmute yourself, turn your camera on and raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand, and Mr. Burton, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. I call the mother. Ma'am, please state your name.
Zakiya Jones.
And Ms. Jones, you had not been personally served with the original petition in suit affecting the parent-child relationship and petition to establish the parent-child relationship before today. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we've emailed that document to you and you have received it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you understand you have the right to be personally served with that document by a sheriff or a constable?
Yes.
And do you agree to accept the email document in place of being personally served and to enter your appearance in the case today?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Judge, I ask that the record and Odyssey reflect that she's waived personal service and entered her appearance today.
The record will so reflect.
Thank you, Judge. We're requesting a reset for service on the other party to May 29th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, Ms. Jones, this case will be reset to May 29th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. You will need to be present on that date and at that time. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All right, then thank you for appearing here today and you're free to go.
Thank you.
Listen.
And thank you guys for being here, but that will be the end of that for tonight. I have a lot of court that I have to run through today, and I had a lot, I've got a lot. I got like 8 hours of court recorded today, plus. 8 plus. So we will have a show tomorrow. It'll be early. When I say early, I mean 3:30 Pacific. So that's like 6:30 East. So in the meantime, do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.